it's Rochelle with Legacy Home and Garden, and I'm out here today in Edgefield with Samantha from the Urban Homestead Her, and she's number 3 interview in our series of Community, Let's Keep Building It. So I'm out here to talk to Sam today. Is Sam okay?
Yeah, Sam's
I'm out
fine.
here to talk to Sam today about how she homesteads in an urban environment, but a lot of the other things that she does, like foraging, keeping her own animals, animal rescue. She also has a blog. So we're out here to talk to you today about your homestead, what you do, and why you do it in your community. So tell us.
Our homestead's official name is Running Wild Homestead.
Oh, you changed it?
No, I go by the Urban Homesteader, but my
Okay.
farm's name is Running
okay.
Wild Homestead.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of a fun reason.
Okay, what is that reason?
We were driving down a road to Saluda and we saw one of the road signs that said Running Wild Road. I was like, oh, that's such a fun one. And then we found the sign.
Yeah.
Popped up at a yard sale during the Peachtree 23.
Yeah.
I was like, this sign is following us. So I grabbed it because I think it's hysterical. I wanted to put it in my garden.
Yeah.
My husband's like, well, why don't you just name the farm that? I mean, think about it. You got the weeds running wild. You got the kids running wild. You got the dogs and the goats and the chickens and everything's just running wild here. It's like, you know what?
I'll do
That's
that.
it.
So the farm where we're at is running wild.
This farm is running wild.
Okay, but you call on like your podcast and
I'm the Urban
you're
Homestead
the
Her.
Urban Homestead
Her.
Her.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, so do you have anything that you do online that's under the
So
farm?
online, I have a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I have a podcast.
Right.
You can listen on Spotify, and I have a blog.
Okay, and they're all under the
Under the Urban Homestead Her.
Okay, so you don't really do anything under like your farm
Nope,
name.
everything's under the Urban Homesteader.
Homesteader.
If we ever move out of town,
Yep.
then everything will move to our farm name because I can take that with me.
Yeah.
If I move out of town, I'm not urban anymore, so
Right.
it doesn't work.
Yeah, so, okay. What we're going to do is I want you to show me around because I know you have goats and chickens and all the animals. So I
Yeah.
want to see that. And your garden. Tell me
Yes.
what's going on with your garden.
So this year is not a good garden year.
Me either.
It's so pitiful. I'm getting 1 or 2 these little cherry tomatoes because that's as big as they're growing. I've gotten 2 peppers and they're half eaten.
Yeah.
The deer come in the yard and graze like it's an open buffet. My dogs do nothing about it.
Yeah.
They're so special.
I had a good potato year.
I didn't plant potatoes.
Yeah, I had good potato. My tomatoes are green. I've gotten a lot of Roma potatoes for my sauce. Tomatoes. But my beans it's terrible.
I was
My
going to
onions
ask you
are
what a
awful.
Roma potato was.
I know. We'll edit that out or not.
Or not.
Okay, cut.
Well, this was last year's garden because we just added all of this last year.
Right.
So I've got my tea camellias. There's 3 of them. I've got my blackberry bushes. You can see this is all overgrown with mint and yarrow and oregano, and that's why we moved it.
I can smell it though.
You can smell
I can
it.
smell it. Can you guys smell the herb? Can you smell it?
Yeah.
I ended
smell
up
it.
pulling up some of my herbs and moving them right here to
Mary.
We call this the duck pond.
Look.
Are you happy, Choo Choo?
Oh
This
my
is
gosh.
Chewy.
Chewy.
Enjoying the lemon balm. My grapevine.
That's funny.
You can see how I protect my grapes from bees and the bugs and the birds and the deer.
This lemon balm here is ridiculously
Yes,
amazing.
that is bird planted. I don't know how it got there. It
And
just
look at
came
your
up.
rosemary.
That's actually lavender.
Oh, it's lavender. Okay, well, it shows you what I know. When I was visiting with Farah at her place, I kept calling the wrong name, stuffed the wrong name.
That's all right. So
So-
yeah, the lemon balm just grew there. It's a volunteer.
It smells amazing.
I love lemon balm. We love it.
Okay, and these are your
These are my grapes. These are wine grapes. This year was the first year that this particular vine produced.
Yeah.
But it only produced like 5 little grapes, so I didn't worry about it. But this vine, I'm gonna cut cuttings off of and what's the word?
Propagate it?
Propagate.
So you're gonna.
So that I can make multiples of this one because it produced.
What are your bags for?
These are what I keep the birds off my grapes with.
Oh, I see. I see.
And it's
Okay.
been catching the grapes as they fall, and I'm letting them sun dry into raisins
Oh, look at you.
because I'm too lazy to do anything else with them.
Okay.
I've got my strawberry beds right there. And
Yes.
a couple of peppers. Nothing's doing anything. I've gotten all of like 2 strawberries this year. That's
Wow. How long has this been here?
it. Less than a year.
No.
And it started out as one little tiny thing. like that.
It's planted by a little bit of water, so
yes.
it must love it.
Yep, so we have this creek that runs right through the property. Watch your step going through. This is our creek. A lot of storm damage we still got to clean up from the last rain. It flooded horribly. But it just runs right through the property.
How cool is that?
We play in it. Dogs love it.
Yeah, I see. Another one in water. Now this elephant ear?
That's an elephant ear, and then my husband's got his angel trumpets growing next to him.
Wow.
These are some of his favorite things to grow.
Yeah.
And I think he does a spectacular job.
Yeah, he does. Wow.
Positively spectacular.
What's going on here with these?
So my husband has access to these, and I resell them. I'll wash them out and resell them. People use them to store water.
Yep.
Or make honey wagons. I actually took some of them and turned them into rabbit cages so that I could raise my rabbits. They each have a full one to themselves, so they have lots of space, and if mama has babies, she can get away from them.
Right, right.
We use them for everything.
Right, and what's going on over here with the bamboo and stuff?
So this... This is my husband and son's project. This is a survival shelter using the things on the property.
Okay.
When we bought this piece of property, it was all bamboo.
Okay.
Like, thick, couldn't get through it bamboo.
I can identify.
This is it after a year. So they were recycling the bamboo, using mud out of the creek to build their fireplace, and it works.
Yeah.
It works. The last big storm we had knocked it over, so they got to rebuild it.
Nice.
That's their project.
Yes, I see so many bumblebees out here on your clover. Did you plant this intentionally?
Yes, so we overplanted this entire area with clover since we pulled the bamboo out. We wanted to kind of feed the soil.
Yeah.
We planted the clover and we planted wildflowers, and then we took straw, old straw, and just covered everything in straw. Trying to rebuild that soil health because bamboo leaches it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And that might be part of why my garden sucks this year. I mean, I did put a lot of amendments in it, but
it takes time. It takes time to really build that up though.
It does.
Yeah. So tell me what you have growing here.
Okay, so this is my garden. On the trellises, I've got cucumbers. I've got my first watermelons and cucumbers, or cantaloupes growing right here. I've got about 28 tomato plants. I've got 48 peppers. I have chard and collards, and then I didn't finish planting anything else because it got too hot.
And what are you doing in your greenhouse down there?
Right now, it's just storage for all the things that have died.
Now, do you start your seeds down there?
I did. You did. So all of my tomatoes and peppers this year were started by seed. Just random seeds that I found from tomatoes I liked. So saved all my seeds and planted them. Nice.
You're so resourceful, Samantha.
I do have a lot of wild lettuce growing around. Not like the medicinal wild lettuce, but like, you want a salad?
Oh my gosh.
That's from last year's lettuce garden up there. The seeds just flew. They're all volunteer.
Your birds are, they're good to you.
I've got volunteer squashes. I've got volunteer salad, you know.
You just come out and
pick a salad.
Pick a salad. How sweet is that? What is it? What kind of weed is that?
I have no idea what that is.
I just thought you might know because you do so much foraging.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Inoculated with lion's mane and oyster mushrooms. So all of these logs right here. And then behind my greenhouse is shiitake mushroom logs. So we got our first shiitake harvest. I'm really excited. Abby's going to dehydrate them and put them away because she eats them in her ramen. We just add all the extra veggies when we cook ramen.
Oh my gosh.
Makes her happy.
So you inoculated these? How did you do it?
So my husband has a drill, you know, like any good man. He drilled me a bunch of holes, and then I bought the mushroom spawn plugs off of Mushroom Mountain. Bought what I wanted, stuffed them in the hole. My best friend came over with her, you know, and helped me hammer them in, and
that's it. And then they just grow. That's how you have to do it every time. They don't just keep growing.
No, they produce for several years.
Oh, they do? Yeah. Oh, it's just not time.
No, it's not time. It's the wrong time of the year. Lion's mane is a winter mushroom, so in the cooler weather. Shiitake and oysters are year round. Yeah. Shiitake are more of a summer
Oh, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Out there, I stole some logs from the woods, and there's bear's head tooth and oyster out there in the goat pen.
You crazy girl.
Now, is this more water running too? Yeah. This is a drainage ditch.
Oh, okay.
Because that stays swampy over there. I'm going to plant my elderberry and everything. I've actually got them sitting in the mud. But I'm going to plant my elderberries along here because they like the water and the drainage and all of
Now,
that.
where did you get your elderberries?
From the side of the road.
Were you nervous that it wasn't poison hemlock? Because they look a lot alike.
Yeah, but if you've actually looked at the plants side by side, you can see the differences. Same with yarrow and Queen Anne's lace. You can look at them and say, oh. Now, if you haven't really paid attention, then yeah, I could see the confusion. And people do confuse it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Be careful.
Be very careful, but I look at it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
She will be bred, she will not.
Okay.
She has health issues because she's been very sick her life, and she has stopped growing, so she's too small to breed. But that's Dolly.
Have you bred her before?
No, she will get bred this year. I've been waiting for her to turn 1 before I did any of that. So she will be bred this year. She has a sister who's moving in with us in about a month.
Okay.
That will then be bred in a year, you know. So I'll have 2 goats, hopefully in milk, or at least 1 goat in milk all year round.
Yeah.
Tater's just a pet. Tater's just spoiled.
Do you want that leaf? Okay, I guess so. What about you? You want one?
Tater's
Not so much?
Tater has neurological issues.
Okay.
She got stepped on as a baby.
Oh.
And then she dealt with coccidiosis and listeria.
Right.
So she's got some minor brain damage. If you look at her nose, she's got a crooked nose. And it's because the left side of her face atrophied
Yeah.
when she got stepped on. And she's a sweetheart.
Do you want to?
The Ace Hardware, I take her with me. They love when Tater comes into the Ace Hardware with me.
There you go, you spoiled little thing. So Dolly and Tater.
Dolly and Tater.
Okay. Hey guys. Hi.
Are these chickens down here? Yeah.
Baby.
And you can see our rooster, his name is Peaches.
He's huge.
We're hoping to get some babies out of him because he is like the coolest rooster ever. But you can see his feet are all scaly from the mites, so we're working on treating
Now,
that.
how do they get that?
It's like lice.
They just get it.
They just get it. It's lice.
But your other girls look good.
My other girls look really good.
Yeah. They're digging it back here in the shade.
Oh, they love it. This has been the best place for them because the hawks can't get them. They have lots of shade.
Hi, girls.
Lots of scratching room.
Oh, you? And so you have your chickens and your ducks in here together?
Yep, the chickens and the ducks here. We can go in there. I'll show you them.
Look at that.
And it's about, I don't know, it's about 5 foot deep.
Yeah.
They love it. So they have their pond. And then we've got 9 ducks. 7 of them are male.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to fix those odds here soon. These are my rabbits. This is Sunny.
Hi.
And this is Cheryl.
And these two are
They're meat rabbits.
Cheryl?
My son's allergic to eating chickens.
Yeah.
So we have to, be creative with
Yeah,
what we
I understand.
feed our
Now,
baby.
how old do you let them be before you butcher them?
I don't know. I just wait until they're big enough. I don't really wait a specific age. I just kind of eyeball it.
Okay.
Just eyeball it.
So these are just for meat.
They
you
are
have
for meat.
other rabbits that.
I have one other rabbit. His name is Henry. I got him at the Farm Where You Live event in the spring. He will be a breeder buck. I will never eat him. He is like the coolest rabbit. I love him. He like snuggles, and right now he's a possum partner.
He's with the possum.
He's with the
that you
possum.
rescued?
They have cages right next to each other so that they keep each other company. But eventually he will be a breeder buck too.
Oh, so you breed these before you?
No. These are my breeding pair.
So.
These guys won't be 8 until they're like much older.
Oh, okay. So he'll breed with these guys.
Yes.
To give, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Wow. And the chickens, like, I can see they're digging the water.
Oh yeah. Everybody loves this pen.
I can see why.
The ducks have figured out how to get in the chicken coop, so I don't have to worry about tossing feed in here or providing extra. So they just go in there.
And so they go up at night in here?
Yeah.
Aha! So this, okay. And I see creative with the bamboo for...
Lots of creation.
Yep. So this is a good idea.
Yep.
And they just go in at night by
Everybody
themselves?
goes in and they're happy as can be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, now I know you rescued a possum and you have it somewhere. Let's
You guys
take
want
a
to go
look.
see the possum? Let's go see Marcie. Underneath that because it's nice and protected, and then they have all of this space to run.
Wow.
And they feather out incredibly fast.
Yeah.
And because they're right here next to everybody else, one, they're, they feather out quickly, everybody can hear each other, and they get kind of used to each other.
Right.
So when we introduce them to each other, they get along a lot faster.
Gotcha. So, but also you use it as a quarantine if one of your goats is gonna birth, or if you have a sick animal or something like that. So this is a great space.
It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's secure.
It is.
And really secure. Hi, beauty.
All right, let's go see the rabbits.
Let's go see the rabbits and the rescued possum. Rescue her. What was the situation that Marcie had to be rescued?
So Marcie was hit by a car.
Oh, okay.
And it left her shoulder, her left shoulder, front shoulder shattered.
Oh.
And so I couldn't let her go. She had a lot of road rash. She had a shattered shoulder. She was small. So we brought her in. We bandaged her up, gave her a thorough check. We've been taking care of her. She is about releasable. Let's see if I can get her to come to me. Nope, she is not in a happy mood right now.
She's not.
She's like, you're waking me up. It's nap time.
Yeah.
But she's almost releasable. She's got just about full range of motion back in her shoulder. She loves Peaches. Adorable.
Great.
And then her partner is this handsome buddy right here. Hey, come here. Henry. Come here.
Now, Henry's your breeder buck you were talking about. You got at the farm where you lived last spring?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Not
like,
gonna come
nope.
to me? Too many people?
Might be.
Too many people?
It's
You can
okay,
come around
buddy.
here if you
It's
want,
okay,
Miss
buddy.
Mary.
Look at him.
Aww. He's my handsome
Big,
boy.
beautiful ears.
He is so. He gets out. We put him in a cage in one of these over here.
Hey.
And, like rabbit tractor him around the yard.
Yeah.
So he gets all the
I
fresh
tried
green
that
stuff.
with Cotton, but she's, she's moody.
Some more.
She's a real moody girl. So she's either happy and cooperative or she's giving you the stink eye. Where you going, Henry?
Here's some alfalfa. There you go, bud.
Now, what do you feed him besides just rabbit food? Other
So
treats?
right now he's having alfalfa pellets.
Okay.
But he gets rabbit pellets, he gets alfalfa pellets, he gets fresh clover, he gets fresh grass, he likes
Why
mulberries
does he
and
get
bananas.
alfalfa?
Because they like it.
Oh, because they like it. Okay.
They like it. He doesn't get it every day, but okay, bud, go
It
away.
can't hurt them or anything.
No. I mean, you don't give him too much because it cannot, it can be too much 'cause it's kind of a treat.
Yeah.
But he loves bananas. He loves strawberries.
Right.
Peaches are always fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fresh stuff.
I give Cotton a lot of cucumbers from the garden. I take them in and chill them and get them cool, and then
That's my favorite way to eat a
I
cucumber.
cut them open and lay them out for her, and she loves that.
Yeah, that's my favorite way to eat it. So I share with them too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarge.
Yeah, I know he got me with the mud too. So what's this contraption?
So this is my my dog's tree house. My dogs sleep in it. It's theirs.
Yes.
It was originally for my children. My husband's boss gave it to them, but the dogs have claimed it.
They do.
They sleep in it. They go right up the ladder, lay there, and they look at you through the window.
Oh my God.
That's their house. I mean, they have a dog house, but this
Right.
is their
No, they
castle.
like this. Now, do they come down the slide or no?
No.
No.
Not unless the kid pushes them.
Okay, so it's just
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Let me show you my husband's pride and joy on the
Okay,
farm.
do it.
Is we have our banana tree over here. Okay?
Yes.
I was told that this banana tree would never bloom
Right.
because it's South Carolina.
Right.
We've gotten fruit on it every year.
No way.
Big, massive flowers, lots of fruit. The fruit's disgusting, by the way.
Yeah.
But we get bananas
But you get
every
bananas.
year.
But you can't eat them.
I mean, I guess you could. It'd be more like a plantain.
Yeah.
But this is my husband's banana trees.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they just, I mean, look, how many tamales do you think you could make with one of them
With
leaves?
one leaf, yeah. That's huge.
I just got him another banana.
Yeah.
It's a different variety. This banana actually makes edible fruit.
Okay.
So he'll have lots of bananas over here.
Now see, I have this kind here.
The little one?
Yeah, I have that one. It's my second year with it.
Oh.
So, and I have one of these.
They do. This one really likes this spot.
Now, did you also have some water coming through here?
Yes, so our property has a spring on it.
Okay.
We actually hit the spring in our little pond over here.
Okay.
We were digging it out just so we could clean it out because it had all kinds of rocks and stuff in the bottom of it.
Right.
And we hit water.
Oh.
And now the pond stays full. But before we hit water, this whole end of our yard stayed so wet all the time.
Right.
Like you couldn't walk through without mud boots, even on the driest time. So we dug this as kind of a way to drain all the excess water that just rushes through the property.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great.
And so this is your space here too.
Yep, this is our space.
What do you do over here in this space?
I kept some goats in here.
Okay, and these are muscadine?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But this is one of our extra little cross yards, side yards, or whatever.
So do you bring your goats over here occasionally and let them?
We bring the goats over here, let them eat it down.
My goats don't do that.
My goats do.
Mine don't. I have a Nigerian dwarf.
I have no idea.
And I have a little pygmy.
They're so picky.
But here's the deal. You know, I feed them in the morning and I feed them a little bit at night. And they always have access to hay.
Right.
And little cookies.
Oh, cookies.
So I think that they're just spoiled. They won't eat the grass.
So funny story. My goats are spoiled. Absolutely rotten. They get access to hay all the time. They get all the snacks. They're rotten.
Yeah.
I was given some goats kind of I wasn't planning on them. I just kind of ended up with them. And I found new homes for them. But they came in here and they ate it down. And they loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
So
I think mine are just spoiled. They'd rather eat a
cookie.
Yeah. And I can't turn them away. And I've let the grass get tall, thinking that they would. They don't. I have to go in and mow it.
I'm thinking of the next pigs that I get after the set that I'm getting.
This would be a good place.
I'm thinking I want to get the Cooney Coons.
Yeah.
Because they're grass eaters. Yep. And this would be a great place. And since they don't necessarily root, I don't have to worry about the fences
That's a great idea. And then you have the water hole and everything.
And they have the water to cool off.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some geese in here because geese love the water and they love this.
What a great idea.
It's going to be a full farm.
It is going to be a full farm.
What
more do you need?
I want a farm stand so I can put all my veggies and my eggs and all the things in it.
Yeah, you could.
I could.
You definitely could. Okay. Okay, in the future,
I'll warn you ahead of
warn
time.
me that there's a hot wire.
There's a hot wire.
Yeah, that was a close call. I probably would have peed my pants.
And
really.
I would have laughed.
And you'd have been laughing so hard. Okay. So you have 1.5 acres.
1.5 acres.
In urban.
In town.
In town of Edgefield.
Edgefield, yep.
And you've been here 9 years.
9 years.
You have done amazing on your property with what you have here. And the way you have all your animals separated out but yet together.
So I actually am modeling after my grandfather's farm.
Okay.
So my grandpa has a 1 acre farm in the desert. He has an acre farm in the desert in Nevada. I grew up there. He had his big garden and his orchard. He had his chickens and his goats and his horses and everything just there. And it's like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So I model after my grandpa.
You're doing an excellent job. Now let me ask you. You do a co-op.
Yes.
Can you tell me how you do that? Because in itself, you've built a community.
Yes.
Doing that. So I want to hear how you started it, how you run it, and how it's affected you personally in building your own community around you in this area?
Gotcha. So I started the co-op 4 years ago. I was driving to Columbia every other week to participate in a co-op. I thought, God, this is a long way to be driving.
About a 3-hour round trip.
3 hours round
counting
trip.
the time you spend to get the vegetables.
Right.
So.
It just didn't seem worth it to go for just my $20-$30 worth of veggies.
Right.
So I reached out to my community and said, hey, would anybody be interested? Lots of people. First time I did it, we had 10 families sign up. The most we've had in the 4 years is 72 families. And I actually had the news channel out on the day I had 72 families. So I had myself and a friend and her daughter out there, and we're all dying in the heat, and the news crew's out there, and we're packing vegetables so families could come through and pick it up.
How exciting.
That was a lot. It took 2 vehicles that day because
there were so many.
Oh my goodness. On average though, we serve about 23 families every 2 weeks, which is a perfect number for my car.
Right.
I don't have to, worry about another vehicle.
Right.
But we do it twice a month, the first and third Fridays. We have 2 price options. You have the $20, we call it the half share, and you have the $35 full share. And you get anywhere from 6 to 14 varieties depending on what share you purchase. It's all different things. We all chip in our cash, and then I go shopping at the farmers market. I ask everybody what they're looking for, and that's what I try to shop by.
Right.
Of course that varies depending on price, availability,
and the season,
that kind of stuff. Then I come back, I set it all up, people come through, pick up what they want, and then we donate what's left.
Amazing. That's unbelievable, because I know it's an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. And it has to take an hour or more. It's like a full day thing.
It's a full day thing. I get up about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm out of the house by 6. I get there 7:30, 8 o'clock. I shop with my, I call him my dealer. His name is Jamie. I shop with Jamie. We spend about an hour in the cooler picking out things, talking prices, and trying to do the math. Will this be enough? How many do I need?
Right.
And they load me up. I often peruse the sheds and stuff for things for me, because farmers markets are my happy place.
Yes.
And then I come home, I sort it all out, and at 2 o'clock, everybody starts coming through, picking up their veggies, and anything left after 7:30, if it's something I'll use, I'll buy it from the co-op. If it's not, there are elderly people and low income all around us that I say, hey, I got some veggies. Happy Christmas.
Now, are you taking more people for your co-op, or
we are always taking more people?
So how could people in the area reach out to you to let them, that they'd like to be a part of it?
So we actually have a Facebook group called the Edgefield Veggie Co-op. You can join us there. All of the information on being a participant is pinned in the top post of the page.
Right.
So it's got all the payment information, all the pricing, all the times, everything.
Everything is there.
Everything is there.
So if somebody's interested in joining a local co-op that you didn't know was in your area, go to the Edgefield Veggie Facebook page and sign up.
Yep.
It's a
Edgefield Veggie Co-op.
Okay, so once again, Edgefield Veggie Co-op. We got it out.
And we'll kick back off in September. It's too hot right now.
Yeah, so you only do it certain time of the year.
I do it, well, everybody's got gardens right now. You got the roadside stands and farmers market, so it's not really a point in having it right now.
Right.
But in September, when gardens start dying and farmers markets start closing, we'll pick it back up, and we'll go through about June next year.
Okay, awesome, good. So September through June, keep that in mind. Another really exciting thing that you do is you forage a lot.
I do.
Not only by yourself, but with your kids and your husband. You guys do the whole
family
forage thing. So tell us how you do that, or why you do it.
Well, I forage because 1, it's fun, and 2, it teaches my kids to do something and actually slow down and enjoy what they're what they're doing or where they're at.
Right.
So when we're out looking for mushrooms, my kids aren't just like, oh, let's run down the trail, there's a tree, let me look for an otter. It's hey mom, there's a mushroom, what kind is it? My daughter, she's turning 11 next week, and I call her my mini mycologist because by the time she was in 3rd grade, she could identify most of the edible mushrooms around us.
Unbelievable.
And she would take her mushroom foraging guides to school and read them during her free time. And our teacher was like really surprised that she could like understand this.
Yeah.
And now friends of mine like kidnap her. Abby.
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, yeah. Now, she learned this from you or just from studying on her
together.
own? Together?
We learned a lot of our mushroom foraging together. Together, we've also learned about some of the other things that we have growing. Like pawpaws grow everywhere out here. In fact, next month will be pawpaw season. I need to get out there and, you know, check my spots and see how they're growing.
And what do you do with those?
So pawpaws are the largest native fruit to North America. They grow in a lot of the water and river basins. They love water. They're an understory tree. They taste something anywhere between like a papaya to a vanilla custard to a banana.
Okay.
They all have different flavors.
Okay.
They grow through a grove network. So you could be in a grove of pawpaws of like 100 trees and they're all genetically alike.
Okay.
But they need a different genetic to produce pawpaws, so you'll have to find so if you've got fruit, they've been cross-pollinated. Pawpaws are also a native to, or the host species for a native butterfly. I believe it's the zebra swallowtail.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to go back and look.
Okay.
One of the native butterflies
Okay.
lives off pawpaws, so they're very important for our ecosystem. But I like to make jam out of them.
Okay.
My grandpa in Nevada loves it, so every year I'll gather pawpaws, I'll make a bunch of jam, and I'll send him a bunch.
Oh.
Because it makes him happy.
How sweet.
You do have to wear gloves when you're handling them.
Okay.
Because one of the chemicals in their skin can cause your hands to itch and break out, kind of like poison ivy.
Yeah. Oh.
I learned the hard way. My hand, I mean, I didn't end up with a rash, but my hands itched. It was like, oh, this is awful.
So where do you forage? Where do you go to forage?
So we have friends with property. You can also forage in the national forests if you're foraging for personal consumption. You cannot sell what you forage unless you forage off your own property.
Gotcha.
Or whatever. For mushrooms, to sell forage mushrooms of any kind, you have to have special licensing. And I just forage for myself.
Okay.
Right now is chanterelle and oyster season. You can also find the indigo milk caps. There's chanterelles everywhere. We like the Sumter National Forest. As long as you're going for personal consumption, it's fine. And of course, you've got to practice, you know, basic foraging courtesy. You don't take all of it.
You want to ethically harvest.
Ethically harvest. Don't take all of it. Take only a small portion. Leave some for the wildlife. Leave some for others. Because if you wipe it all out, there's none for the next year.
What happens? Yeah. Now, not only foraging for like your pawpaws and your mushrooms, herbs.
So I actually forage comfrey. It grows wild everywhere out here. We forage for mullein. We do a lot of berry picking. Wild blueberries, or I guess they call them huckleberries out here, grow everywhere. Last year I happened to find enough blueberries for everybody to have one. And they were so good. I didn't
rock it.
I didn't beat the birds this year. I beat them to at least one last year.
One for everybody.
And it was so good.
Yeah. So you are so multi-talented in your homestead, like taking in animals and rescuing them and benefiting them, taking in animals, finding new homes for them, to raising goats and chickens and bunnies and having this beautiful space, growing your own garden, foraging for food, and running a co-op. Is there anything else that you do?
Well,
I mean, if that's not, besides raising two children.
I have two kids that I homeschool.
That you homeschool, exactly. You go to multiple events. I see you everywhere.
Take care of my husband.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about, in your urban area, you obviously know your neighbors.
Yes, I know all of my neighbors. We have the best street.
You do? You have the best street.
The best street.
Your neighbors are participating in your co-op here?
Yep, they buy eggs from me all the times. We share vegetables. My neighbor right here works for Costa Farms. Every now and then he'll bring us something that got thrown away. And it's, you know, it's nice.
You're amazing. You do some really great things. You have an awfully big heart. All your things are really centered around your family and how you can benefit your community. But not only that, like animals that you take in and rescue and rehome. And
I love it.
You do so you're foraging, you're raising children, you're homeschooling, you're canning, you're attending events. So would you say, when you started, how did you start building your community around you? Because you have a great community around you. You talk to people.
I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I'm a people person.
A lot of people that I've talked to have said they went to Facebook or went to YouTube, but you went to the person.
I just talk to people.
You just talk to people. So what a great way.
I can just strike a conversation with anybody.
So, hey, the Farm Where You Live thing is coming up in October. You going?
I'm planning to.
Now tell me a little bit. I jumped from that. I want to jump to this before I forget.
Okay.
Your daughter does lollies.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me how that got started.
So last year at our little town farmers market, we had planned to take cinnamon rolls and stuff to the market, and nothing came out. Like,
No.
it was all a flop. It's like, Abby, we've got to have something, because I was the manager. I had to be there.
yeah.
So I was like, let's make some lollipops real quick. I found the old molds that I'd had. I washed them out. We made lollipops out of some fresh fruit that we had. She sold every one of them.
Oh my goodness.
And she's like, okay, let's do this again.
Yeah.
And then the Farm Where You Live event, the first one, came up, and Abby asked, can I sell lollipops there? I was like, well, let me reach out to Meg and ask. And Meg's like, sure, bring it. So Abby and I spent a week, and we made like 500 lollipops. Did all the different flavors. We used local ingredients, the peaches, the strawberries, the coffee, local, homegrown, real ingredients.
Right.
And sold every one of them. And then
I remember that. I was lucky. I think I was able to buy two.
Yeah, she sold out of them.
She was out.
Out of them. So we've just, for big events, we spend a week prior. We make a bunch of lollipops doing the local thing, and then we go sell them.
And if you have not tried them, you must try them. They're absolutely
I need to
amazing.
make some more.
They're really
We don't
good,
have any right now.
Okay, Samantha, I'm just going to say thanks for taking this time out of your obviously busy schedule. I know we had to reschedule a couple of times because our schedules are crazy.
Hey.
For having me out and showing me your farm and all your animals and everything that you're doing. It's just amazing out here, and you have a really good thing going on, and you should be really proud of yourself.
Well,
you
thank
just
you.
do some really amazing stuff out here. So I would say thank you for having me out.
Well, thank
it's
you
a
for
real
visiting.
pleasure. Let me hug you. Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Go check out Samantha at The Urban Homestead Her on YouTube, Facebook. Are you on Instagram? Instagram.
And
all
wherever
the
you hear
places.
podcasts.
Yeah, and her, oh yeah, your podcast.
have
All
podcasts.
that information for all of her social media and links where you can find Samantha are going to be linked down below. And I'll include the Facebook page for
The Edgefield Veggie Co-op.
Edgefield Veggie Co-op. Thanks.
You're welcome.